Hello, 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 everyone. Mike Arnold here, co-founder Path Trading Partners, along with Bob Iacchino. How is everyone doing today? Good morning, Ken. Good morning, Wavy. Tesla opening below yearly lows. Yep. Well, it's not open yet. Pre-market, it's below yearly lows. New lows in Tesla. Let's see what happens. Good morning, Jacob. Good morning, Lauren. Good morning, Amit. How is everyone doing? By the way, if you are new here and we're getting new people all the time, please do consider subscribing, ringing that bell, and hitting the like button. Longer term viewers, please come back and leave comments like you've been doing and like or dislike the videos, depending on what I say and whether you think I'm full of it or not. So, starting a little early today, have a hard stop, so it's going to end a little early also today. Have some things I have to deal with, but didn't want to leave anyone high and dry. Hey, Josh. So let's just jump right into it. So we can do an analysis. Remember, Fed Day today. That's at 1. We also have Brainerd speaking at 11:15, and those are both Central Time, 1 p.m. and 11:15 Central Time. So 12:15 during lunch and 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Crude numbers coming out at 9:30 Central. Durable goods came out this morning. Miss on month over month, came expecting 0.6, coming in at 0.4. Things definitely slowing down. Things slowing down pretty rapidly. X transports coming in at 0.3 versus 0.6. So this was really, those were a miss. Miss to the downside. Good morning, options 22. Qs and Tesla, please. So, by the way, FOMC still at this is dropping again. So, again, just pretty much baked in that 50 basis point hike on the 15th of June. So, about 3 weeks away. And remember, we're in negative gamma. By the way, not much I was watching for this morning in terms of big earnings. So, that really a lot of market moving stuff there. NVIDIA after the close today. Remember that. S&P, again, this stuff cannot hold a rally, but it also, there's the key areas that buying pressures I talked about in yesterday's live stream, below about 3,900, still lots of buying pressure. So what am I keying off of this morning? I'm pretty much using the harmonics. We break down below about 39.15. Then we have this move down to about 38.78, which is what I'm targeting. Then to the downside. Also, what's key, let me put on the other harmonics. From yesterday's low to high, you see here, critical 62.5, 38.72. So I'm watching for a potential bottom. We had the bottom around yesterday morning right in here. You can see this little cluster right in here. So I'm watching 38.79. If we do sell off to 38.74, 38.73 for a bottom, we break below that, I will get to intraday short-term bearish, and then I'll target about 38.51 area and then 38.29. If we really get momentum, it will get interesting down here to see, there's still a pretty strong bid down here. But if that were to go away, we could then see the new lows, and that would be, cycles just can't seem to get any traction. Longer term, 4 hour, just completely flat on a rally. Watching about, let me take this off real quick so there's not too many levels. I'll be watching around this 39.50 area again, which is the 50% of the sell-off. We get through there, we still have a gap left behind. So on upwards price action through this afternoon, if we can get above the 39.70, I'll be targeting the full gap fill, which is 39.78, and then the key area is the 62.5% from the sell-off, which is 39.87. So that's essentially I'm playing. It's just going to be range bound, and remember, we at the Fed moment. So if there's no major momentum, we could be in for a choppy or day, but everything has to be tactical. Still, we're trying to put in some kind of bottom. Cycle's still turning up on the daily, but can't get any traction above the bottom of the daily rotation zone. So there's still there's buying pressure and there's selling pressure. It's really caught in between here. You can see this narrow. We had that little dip yesterday, but we really, on an overall price action basis so far, it's just bounced and then moving sideways. Nasdaq's the weakest. Nasdaq, the 62.5, those are the blue lines right here. We're back below it. If we continue down this morning, 11,644 to 11,633, then I'd be targeting yesterday's spike lows at that harmonic area of about 11,562 to 575, and we break through there. The lows are coming in 11,496. I'd really be targeting, if we try to take out those for a little quick flush out move, 11,457. Major next harmonic down is not till 11,222. On the upside, I'm watching this 4-hour rotation zone. So intermediate, I'm going off 11,800. Then I'm going to 11,871. We get above there. Remember, we still have a gap before here, but I'll be watching. There's pretty significant resistance between about 11,896 to 11,905, 11,910. So we really have to get some momentum above there before I target the gap fill. Again, could be in for a choppy day. The NASDAQ can't even get back to the bottom of the rotation zone yet. So NASDAQ, if we're getting this any bullish mode, NASDAQ's not the one I'm turning to, nor is the Russell. I will look at the S&P and Dow first. You can see Dow down 31 basis points, S&P down 32 basis points, so roughly in line. NASDAQ down 41 basis points. Russell's actually holding up the best, but overall it's not strong. So I will, on rallies, I'm looking to the S&P. For Dow plays, for sell-offs, I'm focused on the NASDAQ. Any chance? There is definitely a chance. Over 12K, that would be a pretty decent rally. I don't know, unless we can get some pretty strong momentum to the upside. Any chance today that it will get over 12K? That would be some heavy lifting. That would really be some heavy lifting. So you either have to have something really in the meeting minutes or with Brainerd speaking, remember 12:15 Eastern time, to really give people some confidence into buying this. Now there have been, again, in the NASDAQ down here below about 11.8, there is a weaker bid than the S&P. So it is trying to keep it up, but there's not been much to really propel it higher. So there's going to need to be something. So unless you see some strong momentum bars to the upside, I would not count on NASDAQ getting over 12K today. You'd need some really strong momentum or something in the meeting minutes, or Brainerd coming out and saying, we're just going to start putting everything on hold from my perspective because the markets are weak. And then you could see it. Not expecting that to happen, but we got to keep on our toes in this tactical trading market. Dow, the only thing I'm really watching here, this is a valid potential double top. You see the second target, first and second into this move. So if we do break down, and Dow's been one that's been holding up better, but if you do break down 31,315, targeting 31,011, so roughly 31,000. A major cluster 3850. So that's going to keep an idea really interesting. If that does trigger, I would then be flipping over to the NASDAQ to look for short opportunities in the NASDAQ first, because it's been the weaker one. Not that this can't hit all the targets, but NASDAQ could excel. If you have this selling off, NASDAQ's could potentially be really selling off. To the upside, I'm watching this prior. So yesterday it had resistance here. Support that broke now overnight in Europe. That's going to be my first resistance level, about 31,900. Then I'll go to 32,030, and then I'm going to the harmonics higher. As I said, Russell not doing much unless... it's not one I'm looking to play. These are just two bottoms down here. It doesn't reverse enough move. So Russell, if it starts breaking down below 1750, I'm targeting these two lows about 1732. We break below that, I'm going to 1717, and Russell could be another one for short plays. Not really until it gets really above about 1792. Not interested in anything to the upside, and I'd be looking then back to the Dow or the S&P for upside plays. DAX, not much going on. Still in this big consolidation pattern breakdown area now. I'm looking at 13,800 breakout. I'm still going about 14,170. Crude, trying to still hold up, going with the short-term bullish bias. You see here, this 50% harmonic, then that's the 50% from this sell-off move. It's rejected now once, twice, three, four. So if we can get some traction above about 111.75, could see a little pop, but that's really what I'm watching for. Dips are being bought about 109. So it's either a breakdown or breakout play. I'm slightly favoring the breakout. By the way, we talked about natty gas yesterday. Heading up towards the next harmonic, I'm really seeing how it's going to react up here at the 9. This is a long, but 963 to about 970. It's already moving up towards this raising stop. Remember, I showed you coming back down in the weekly rotation zone, moving on up. So, and now it looks like it could be about to take out these divergences. So that's natty gas really strong. Gold getting a slight pullback at support. If we break down major support coming in of me about 1843, don't want to see back below that. Silver trying to hold against the rotation zone. I'm really interested if we can take out 2237. Then I go into more aggressive bull mode. Notes climbing up to the significant level right here, but still even on pullbacks with the notes, focusing on these upward targets from the inverse head and shoulder. So nothing's really changed with that. Getting a little bounce in the dollar index, but still watching for the next rollover play. If we do take out a 102.50, I'm focusing on the first cross of the daily rotation zone, about 102.83. Looking at the VIX, VIX pretty much in this consolidating pattern. It's trying to move up, but if we start breaking above 31.22, I'm going to be more focused on breakdown plays and then targeting 33.53. We start getting above about 33.53, I'm going back into short-term bearish mode, targeting these most recent lows. We got the Qs. The Qs, let's just map this out real quick. So the only way I can really get in the Qs, I mean the NASDAQ's weak, so the Qs are weak. You do have above 293.87, then there would be, if we did get above that, this is not just for today, but then you got a little bullish pop to the upside. So that would be, if we started trading above here over the next couple days, you're into the daily rotation zone then. And the first and second targets are into the daily rotation zone, and you have a gap. So then I'd really be focusing on this 299, 302, 305. There could be, especially structuring an option play. If that does trigger, there's an interesting play for that. If you do get a close above today's high, it is an aggressive percent B entry, which could be a front run pattern to this. Other than that, I'm just focusing on about 283 to yesterday's lows, 282.45, and if that holds, I'm targeting the low. If that breaks, I'm targeting the lows from May 20th at 280.24. That breaks down 296. So not getting bullish unless we can get the front run pattern and roll something in on the Qs. Pretty much that would be my upside play. Other than that, I'm pretty much neutral to downside bias for short term until it can show some strength. Tesla, as Wavy said, trading pre-market new yearly lows. Well, yesterday were new yearly. Were they? Yeah, new yearly lows. When's the last time we were trading here? Tesla's just weak sauce. Well, new lows. Let's see. I mean, since not new yearly lows. new lows since the beginning of this year, but not in the past since in the last 365 days. In order to get down there, we just have to start taking out these 571 areas. What do we have short term? This potential double is still in play. That's the only bullish thing. Pre-market, again, it's trading down a little. If it sells off 611 to 613, we get below that. I'm at 594. Then I'm at 573 to the upside. The only thing I'm watching, the only way I could get at all bullish is above 653, targeting the gap, then to the gap fill. But we have the 4-hour rotation zone coming in at the harmonic about 663, so I might not even be a full gap fill. Then medium term or shorter term, the only thing that would take me into any bullish mode is above triggering this double if it does stay in play. If it gets violated, I'll probably post something on Discord that the double is no longer in play. Other than that, there's nothing besides keep going with breakdown plays until it can show any more strength. Hey, Waka Waka. All right, Naz. All right, we're going lower. Waka Waka's getting potentially bullish. Naz double bottom on the 15-minute. Normally I don't go that low, but we will take a look. Yeah, that is a. Let's just map that out. So there could be a play off the open. Yeah, that works. So above 11,740 on the open, 11,773, 11,789 to about 11,794 would be the targets I'd utilize off there. If you rotate back down now and come back down, you know, it was 11,685 area, that turns into a triple, and then I'd be focusing on very short term for a potential downward move or turning into a horizontal channel. But that is a little potential play, Coco, on the NASDAQ just for the open. NASDAQ going down. Which are you, Waka Waka? You're changing modes. You're changing modes. Yeah, you have this little bearish flag. Who knows what's going to happen? I'd be more focused if it does pop above there or it breaks back down below this 11,685. It's a horribly sloppy bear flag. I wouldn't say that's a clear bear. That's a horribly sloppy bear flag. It's breaking. You're going to it's breaking down, but then there could be the lows in. This is tactical trading. I mean, from a bigger perspective, cycle's still trying to turn up on a weekly. It's going to take like the Fed coming out and saying maybe just one more rate hike, and then you'll get the rip your face off rally. Until then, we're just hitting this key resistance. I gotta wrap this up. I'm just taking a look at the 15-minute on the S&P. S&P, that's a very sloppy pattern. But what's interesting, you break above. I'd be watching S&P if you're going to key off this on the open. 39.31.5 can get above there. Yeah, little clearer path. That's the upside play for me. The breakdown play, again, below 39.15. That's what I'm going to be doing on the open. Or with that, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you, everybody. Again, if we have something major, I'll jump on at lunch. If not, then just we'll focus on everything after the close. And remember, NVIDIA earnings for any of those NVIDIA players after the close. Until then, I'll talk to everyone later. Have a great trading day. Bye for now.